Hey guys, welcome back to the Battery
The
podcast.
Battery Podcast.
Yeah. And
Um,
regretfully, I am going to inform you that I wish we recorded this a couple days ago, which was July 4th, because
that's
that's pretty much why. America's the shit.
today's topic is multiple things. It's American exceptionalism, patriotism, and love of your freedoms that we have here in America. Um, I'm gonna start with a quote, and this quote goes something like this: "I don't need anything. I live in America." And that quote by is was said by none other than the great Kiss bass player Gene Simmons.
No shit, I don't know that.
Yep,
That's cool.
Gene Simmons said that, and you know what? It's funny because Gene Simmons is. I am on the board with Gene Simmons on this. Aside from his bass playing too, because I'm a bass player, and he is a highly underrated bass player in my opinion. Like no one gives him the credit he deserves as far as his bass playing goes.
Well, because he's Gene Simmons.
He's Gene
the
fucking Simmons.
face
He's
of
the
Kiss.
fucking demon. He's
Yeah.
the demon. Anyway, Gene Simmons is a hardcore devout patriot of the United States. An interesting fact that not a lot of people probably know is that he wasn't born here. The man is from Israel, born in Israel and raised until he was about 8 to 10 years old. He didn't come to the United States until he was a kid. He was probably like, he must have been like 10 years old, no more than that. And he fully understands what it's like to not have basic human rights. And that is why he is such a devout patriot. And that's why we are devout patriots. That being a patriot doesn't mean that you have to shit on other countries. That's not the point. The point is you as an American living here in the United States need to understand that there are places in the world that don't afford the freedoms that we have here in the United States. To this day, you still are so free and still have the capacity to accomplish anything as long as you put in the legwork. Of course, it's going to require work. Did you know that? Anyway,
Before I was a patriot, I felt like the American dream was bullshit.
yeah,
And then I started kind of looking into it, and I realized it's literally,
it's there.
yeah, it's hard work. It's hard work, and it's what it means to be an American, dude.
The people who don't believe in the American dream, even slightly, you don't have to think that you can accomplish literally everything. Like you yourself can go to the moon. Look, that's pretty ridiculous. But anyway, like in terms of if you have an idea, if you have something you want to do, if you want something you want to accomplish, you can. Here in the United States, no one's gonna stop you. Of course, certain, if we're gonna get technical, certain states, like California, are a little bit anti-business and pro high taxes and anti-individual liberty. But we're not gonna get into all of that. We're gonna try and stay away from politics and spewing political rhetoric. Because I think everything is being politicized now. I don't know. I only consider myself an adult for the last 4 years, maybe 4 to 5 years. I'm 27, but I didn't really feel like an adult until about maybe a few years ago. And I'm just wondering, I'm just curious if politics has always been like this, where literally every single thought you have is going to be politicized, or if it's just the times that we're living in. Because it seems like everything we say, everything that we think, all of our opinions are going to be politicized. Here's the thing. I'm not Republican and I am not Democrat. I don't lean either side. I lean American. I'm a red-blooded patriot. And that doesn't mean I have to align myself with one side or the other. Okay, so that's I just need to make that distinction, because people seem to think that just because you're a hardcore devout patriot who loves this country, that they somehow must be, I don't know, a right-wing extremist of some sort, and that's not the case at all. I have zero loyalty for political parties. I cannot be counted on by any president. I cannot be counted on by any politician. I'm not loyal to them. I'm loyal to the country.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, that's it. I'm not loyal to a party. I'm not loyal to Democrats. I'm not loyal to Republicans. I'm loyal to this country. And you can, in fact, be loyal to the country without having to align yourself politically one way or the other. That being said, I'm going to do everything I can to avoid, making political statements. But of course, you guys are going to listen to this and think to yourselves, oh, these guys are this way or these guys are that way. I can't help them. You're free to think the way you are.
Each is their own.
Exactly. And I'm just making the clear distinction that I'm neither, and I love America. Period.
That's the truth.
Yeah. The other thing is, we've been to foreign country.
There you go. That's what I wanted to get into too. Most people, I feel, or a lot of people from here, don't feel the same way as we do. I'm guessing because they're not traveled. I'm not gonna say I'm traveled. I've only been to Mexico, but I feel like that's enough.
But we've been to real Mexico, not Tijuana.
No.
We come from
touristy areas, where everybody likes to go.
Our parents are from Guerrero, which is it's the second most violent state in Mexico as of now.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I knew Acapulco was gnarly, gnarly bad.
Acapulco is one of the most dangerous areas in the world.
So we land in Acapulco usually, and then drive to our little town.
Yeah,
but it's not pretty.
We don't. There's no. Did you know that we don't have any roads? We have what's known as dirt. We have dirt. We don't have roads. It's. The area is not bad in terms of the I guess the ecosystem and the environment is pretty nice.
It is third world.
It is third world, very third world.
I mean, it's not like covered in garbage, like you see in other places, which is nice. But we do shower with buckets and stuff in most. Yeah,
we shower places. In buckets. Yeah, I do remember. Yeah.
So I mean, I haven't been there in like 10 years, but
been a while.
I feel like that's enough to know that not every place is as good as we have it here.
Yeah,
and definitely should appreciate it a lot more.
Absolutely, because the other thing is Mexico doesn't have a distinguished middle class. I think that's the biggest thing that a lot of people don't understand between the difference between Mexico and the United States, and really most third world places in the United States. But let's not even just talk about Mexico. We could talk about first world countries like Canada, for example, who not even just Canada, but what about England? Article 13, I believe, is the banning of freedom, certain free speech laws.
Yeah, you can go to jail for
posting a very specific, meme online.
Now you can go to jail for memes, right?
You can
you can get completely censored for memes?
Yes.
It's something bullshit where they try to censor, where they completely censor you. Or you go to jail.
Yeah.
Okay?
No,
fuck that.
Well, hang on. Not only that, but the guy.
Look it up. Yeah.
Yeah. The guy. I remember the guy who posted a video of his dog doing the Hitler salute.
Oh yeah.
And he went to prison. That man went to prison.
He was fighting a court case for like multiple years, I think.
Yes. What kind of that freedom of speech is a fundamental, unalienable human right. Okay, and we have it in spades here in the United States. Even though some people don't like what we have to say or what others have to say. I've said things that have made other people uncomfortable. The fact that the fact that I say God bless America makes some people uncomfortable.
That's very true, and those people should grow a thicker skin.
Yeah,
or
that
figure out something to be oppressed, something different to be oppressed about.
Yeah, exactly. There's some people that get uncomfortable with the fact that I say God bless America. mean, you know what? Again, I don't care. I say it openly every single day. I have zero shame in that. And I express my patriotism and I express my love of this country because, you know, we are not a perfect country, but I wouldn't want to live anywhere else in the world. Period. End of discussion. I don't need anything else, and that's another thing. I've discussed gratitude before in this podcast, but living in the United States is just another facade of it's another way of expressing my gratitude for being alive and having the things that I have. And again, I don't have a lot, but what I do have is more than enough, you know. But yeah, and the other thing too is being a patriot is now starting to become taboo.
There you go.
It really is starting to become taboo in certain areas of this country, and really in areas of the world too. It's becoming taboo, and you know what? I'm making patriotism cool again. I'm gonna make it fucking cool. And here's the other thing too: is if you hate America and you live in America, well, dude, you need to really check yourself. You really do need to check yourself. Just be happy with what you have. Really, I think I meet a lot of people who ragdoll on America. They ragdoll America and they say, "Oh, we're this imperialistic country. We don't deserve to be here," and blah blah this and that. And it's like, dude, we're here, and we have all these freedoms. Why are you gonna stomp on that? Why are you gonna stomp on that? What good can come of that?
And we probably have the most freedom out of any country.
Out of any country, exactly.
You could say and do it as you please here, and have no consequences compared to.
You can burn the flag, dude.
Exactly. You do that in another country, you'll get fucking.
You'll get fried. Yeah, you can burn the flag openly here. Now, of course, if you burn the flag, if you're a flag burner, you're my enemy. Plain and simple. You are my enemy. If you're here's the thing. I love a lot of things in this, and I love more things than I hate. But one thing I hate absolutely is a flag burner, and more than that, I will forever actively hate communism. And if you're a communist, you are my enemy as well. Plain and simple, and I will say it openly, and I will say it to your face. I'm saying it on the fact that I'm saying it on the internet is already, it's too late for me. Okay, it's too late for me. But you are my enemy. If you are a communist, you are my enemy. If you're an American, you are my friend. Plain and simple.
It's good to be an American.
It is really, and it feels good. Happy 4th of July, by the way.
Don't you get like? Every once in a while, you get that feeling of just holy shit from a song. Don't you get that from like the what's it called? Oh god, I'm blanking. The song, the Independence.
The national anthem.
Not the. Yeah, is it the national anthem?
Are you talking about the national anthem?
Oh god.
The Star Spangled Banner?
Star Spangled Banner.
Okay,
Star Spangled Banner.
Yeah.
I'm so bad. Sorry, like, that song just gives you that feeling every once in a while.
Yeah.
Same thing with, like, when I haven't listened to Iron Maiden in a while, and I listen to, like, Rhythm of the Ancient Mariner.
Well, I always love, I always love watching Metallica perform the Star Spangled Banner. Like, they perform it at every game that's... They perform it at every Giants game, and they perform it at every Sharks game, and they recently performed it at the basketball finals. I can't remember who played. I don't watch basketball at all. I'm bad with basketball, but they performed it there. My two favorite things: America and Metallica. They mix very well, and they have a song called "Don't Tread on Me," and that song, I'll play that song. I play it on bass. Like, I'll play that along on the bass. I could play it, and I get chills.
That feeling of just chills, or you just get like teary-eyed.
Yes.
Like, fuck yes.
Yeah.
It's an awesome feeling when you get that with the Star Spangled Banner.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and
when you're just proud of. be proud to be an American, guys.
Yeah, I think I think there's an undertow in popular culture where it's not cool to be an American.
Where the fuck did that come from?
Communists maybe.
Fascists.
These stupid commies who hate everything that liberty stands for. But look, here's the thing. Am I saying that living in America is the greatest thing in the world? That's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm fucking saying, dude. Look, here's the thing. I would not want to live in any other country on the face of this earth except for the United States of America. Couple of reasons why United States, pragmatic reasons why I can honestly say that United States is the greatest country on earth is, one, we were one of the first to abolish slavery. In case you guys didn't know, yes, of course, every country has had slavery. Every country. We're not the only ones. For those of you who think that we are the only country that's had slavery, you are mistaken. There have been literally almost every established nation has had some form of slavery or another. I believe even Native Americans here before the American settlers took over had slaves of their own. Here in the United States, same with in Mexico, other tribes enslaved other tribes. Over in Africa, African warlords had their own African slaves.
And we started selling them across the world.
They started selling their own slaves of their own race. By the way, this has nothing to do with racism. This is straight slavery. Their own people sold their own people, and this is all across the land. This is all across the world, not just here in the United States. We made it cool to not be cool with slavery. Essentially, we were the first to do that. Let's see. Another thing we have the Constitution, which grants everybody who's an individual liberty of all of freedom of speech, freedom of religion. We have the second.
We have the longest lasting constitution ever.
Yes,
I think
exactly.
The average I heard on the podcast. The average constitution lasts 17 years. We're like 230 something years deep, and
counting.
And it just shows the greatness and
It shows how the founding fathers were so ahead of their time. The founding fathers truly were ahead of their time. And another thing I'll elaborate on why they were ahead of their time for two reasons. Two reasons why they were way ahead of their time. One, when they implemented, I don't think the founding fathers implemented this. I'm not sure. I have to check my history book. But the fact that only 2 terms what is allowed for every president.
That was George Washington. He did it himself, I think.
Yeah. Okay, so then it was a founding father, right?
Well, I don't know if he did it himself, but after he did it, because he only lasted those 2 terms, and he stepped down himself.
But they understood.
Yeah.
That
they made it like a thing after that. Like, only 2 terms because
only
he's
2 terms. Yeah, exactly. Because that's how democracy works. And the other thing too is, George Washington specifically told the nation. He addressed the nation before leaving on his second term, saying, "For the love of God, do not create political parties." He knew ahead of time. He knew way before this is happening now that if the nation divided into 2 different separate parties, we would be an incredibly divided nation. And right now, we are probably experiencing the worst division in our country's history since probably the Civil War, I'd say. We're probably the most divided we've ever been since the Civil War. And I can't speak for, the Civil War wholeheartedly because I wasn't alive at that time. And, we don't really have any references that we can go to right now who was alive because on the count of everybody's dead. But it certainly seems that way. We seem to be the most divided nation. And I think that in order for us, we can all unite. We really can all set aside our political differences, our ideologies, and say, you know what, America is awesome. If you can at least say that, we're traveling down the right road. At the very least, you may disagree with the way certain things are done on a federal level, You can discuss the nitty-gritty of politics, and that's fine. That's if that's your thing. But at the very least, if you can sit down with someone who opposes your views and say, you know what, I may not agree with with the way you think, but I firmly believe that America is still the greatest nation on earth. You know, at the very least, if you can do that, you're on the right track. You know,
I concur.
That's it.
We also brought light to the whole world too.
We brought light to the whole world.
There's a bunch of shit. I just saw a video of it, and Mr. Reagan. I don't know if you know who Mr. Reagan is.
No.
Oh, he's a YouTube channel, but he just did like an American thing, like what America brought to us.
Yeah.
And it was.
There's a lot of things that we've done that that
have benefited the entire world.
Exactly.
And because we're America.
Yeah, we are America, and again, set aside your differences, and at the very least, have the courage to say, because it takes courage now.
It does. It shouldn't.
It shouldn't have to, but have the courage.
This is your country. You live here, or if this is your country, you live here. Why would it be a bad thing to say "God bless America," or why would it be a bad thing to be patriotic about your country?
Yeah,
like it's just an upside down world right now. This is kind of dumb.
Yeah. Well, I understand. The thing is that the reason I can say it is because I understand my values very well.
There you go.
I understand my values wholeheartedly. I have a clear, concise set of values, and that's why I have the capacity to say God bless America, and I have the willingness to say that America is a great nation, probably the best in the world in my opinion. Again, this is my opinion, but I firmly believe it. And
right now, and for the last couple hundred years, we've definitely been the greatest.
Exactly. And I love it. I love it here. I love it here. And I didn't realize it until the last 4 or 5 years that what we had. Prior to that, I didn't really think too much of America. Back when I was a kid and when I was a teenager, it really didn't affect me much. Like, I didn't really understand the freedoms that I have. I didn't have a full understanding of that. And now I do. Now the older I get, the more perspective I gain, the more I understand. I have it good here. I have it so good. I honestly don't feel I even deserve it. That's just me.
God bless America, guys.
God bless America.
Have a good one. We'll see you next time.